So for number 12, in order to really understand how Young's argument functions in relation to West's, we've got to first understand West's argument. And West is saying that Haynes is the worst because half of the defects came from Haynes. And that would suggest that Haynes is the worst if each of the three inspected equal numbers of products. Because if that were the case, if they all inspected equally, then you would expect about 1/3 of the flaws from each company. And if that's the case, and then Haynes has half the flaws, it does sound like Haynes is not doing a very good job. But that only works if you assume that Haynes is only doing 1/3 of the inspecting and still letting through half of the flaws. And Young points out that that assumption is false. They're not inspecting equal numbers. Haynes, in fact, is inspecting more than half of all the items. So if Haynes is only letting through half of the flaws, Haynes is actually probably a better, because Haynes is doing 60% of the inspections and only getting 50% of the flaws. Those other guys only doing 40% together of the total inspections and yet are accounting for half, 50% of flaws. They're letting through more flaws. Young is pointing out that the assumption of West's argument, the assumption that Haynes and the others were all inspecting equal numbers, that assumption is false. That's what answer choice E is saying. Young, rather, is denying one of West's presuppositions or assumptions.